Hey, happy Mad Scrappers. I have got the last of the packages that I've had arrive this week. I've actually had a couple arrive over the weekend. This one got here today, so shockingly enough, I'm actually opening a package the day it arrives. Lately, that's an accomplishment in and of itself. Hello, Squeaky. Squeaky came out of her cubby. She says, "You've disturbed my nap, Mother." I'm a bad mom. Where are my... Okay, so anyway, this is a kit I ordered from Krazy Kreations. I know exactly what it is because for once I remember what I ordered. But it is a card kit that, how did I run across it? I think I was just happened to, for some reason, I think I got an alert on my email, something put them on my radar. I went and saw it and found it and said, I has to have it because it involves sunflowers. Sunflowers are my favorite flat out flowers. So this is one of, I forget what it's called. Let me tell you right now. It is the Sunflower Shaker Technique Kit. So they give me all of the supplies, and that's the card that's going to make, actually makes two of them. So I think it was like $15.99 plus shipping, which is negligible. So and you get two cards out of it, and of course you get to learn the technique. So I mean, once you know, I mean, they give you plenty of supplies. If you open this envelope up, obviously here are my lovely instructions. I know if I go on YouTube, I'll find a tutorial. I'm positive, because obviously then when they do these techniques, they do a video accompanying it. So I will probably watch that and then do it up for you guys just to share with you, because I mean, I loved it. I thought that is so cool. Just the whole concept, if you can see it, just the sunflower, but inside of the wooden frame. So here, let's take a look. I mean, they throw everything in here in the kitchen sink. So we've got these just, they remind me of embroidery hoops. So think about it. That's what they really are, but they're laser cut. I've got, you know, 2 leaves. So there must be, is it just 2? Or do I have more in here? So apparently I only got 2 leaves because the picture shows 2 per. Unless, oh, it's just, is it 1? I don't know. No, it is 2. It's supposed to make 2. So they shorted me leaves. I'm sad. That's okay. I can adapt. Not a big deal. But that's what you go. So you have 2 of them. And this is what makes the shaker part. And of course, they give you shaker bits, because what's the point of a shaker part if you do not have shaker bits? So here are enough shaker bits to put in 2. And if I want more, Lord knows, I have a, you know, just a ton of shaker bits in a box right here to my right. So I have, so it comes with everything. So here we are, if you look at here, we go back to the picture. I mean, there's here the grass stickers that does the grass. My leaves, obviously a piece of green that I want to bet money is used for these leaves. That's my bet. More shakery bits. Look at these. Look how cute these are. These are just stinking. They're beads, aren't they? Yeah, they're beads. But still, look how cute they are. We have a string. We have foamy tape. So, and not just foamy tape, but already pre-cut in rows. Is that not too cool for school? Yes. That makes me very, very happy. Makes things very easy. And then, of course, we have what they are, to me, famous for their fabulous outline stickers. So they actually, even though it makes 2 cards, they give you enough stickers to make, you know, there's a 3rd sunflower here. So there's 3 sunflowers. So I can do a different card with that. And then they tossed in outline stickers, sentiments. Can you see that? Hopefully you can with the excuse me, with the glare, but for someone special. It says, happy birthday, thinking of you, a special friend, to someone special. Just a bunch of really cool additional stickers and flowers here and hearts. So quite a bit of little extra embellishment is in this kit. And let's see, what else is here? Is this, oh, of course, hello, acetate. We need acetate if we're going to make, excuse me, a shaker card. And this is plenty of acetate too, for the circles. I mean, think about it. There's way more than what I need. There's probably twice as much as we need to make these. So that's really cool. Let's see, what else have we got in here in this lovely little bag? Obviously, the card bases. They've already pre-cut and pre-scored the card bases for this. I've got just background paper. Here's a piece of, whoops, a white paper, 2 envelopes. They even tossed in the envelopes. Now that's very, very cool. That's awesome. And of course, are the paper to use. They are the pattern paper. It comes with the pattern paper and then a oh, hang on. Look how pretty these are. These are like the border, little border stickers. So let's see. I'm looking at this picture. It's right here. So that's that border right there. So way more than to make just this card. I mean, they'll make 2 cards and then I still have some left over. So that's very cool. They were very generous with this kit. And that is just, I mean, look how cool it is. Just that, you know, it has that, you can see that rainbow kind of effect on it. It's very, very cool. So the whole kit comes together to make the card. So, I mean, I just wanted to share this with you guys because I'm pretty sure it's still available. And if it is, I will link you down below. But let me figure this out. I can probably do it without the tutorial. And let me put this all together. Or let me read the instructions, take a good look. And then I'll come back with you and let's make this card, okay? I'll be right back. Well, amazingly enough, I am back. Even I am shocked. But this card, actually, I read the instructions real quick. This card is so easy. Comes together so easy. I love, excuse me, I love those type of cards. Oh my gosh. I've gotten all choked up. See, hang on a second. Let me have a sip. Okay, better. It'd be so terrible to die on camera or choke to death. Anyway, the first thing is first, I've got my 2 card bases, and they gave me 2 cards. And you know, my theory is if I'm going to make 2, why not make, you know, if I'm going to make 1, make 2 or make 5. In this case, I can't make 5, but I can make 2. Because they almost gave me all the supplies. I think I'm going to scoot them an email and say, hey, you shorted me a couple of leaves there because I believe it's supposed to be 2 leaves, so I should have gotten 4. And you know what, guys? That happens. I'm not going to get, you know, all because we've all done that. Don't tell me. We've all been to that crop and gotten that kid that's missing that piece, and we all get cranky beds. How hard it is it to do that? I'm going to tell you, ladies, I have taught classes, and until you have to yourself have to kit, then you suddenly understand that no matter how hard you try, no matter, you know, you put in all your concentration, something gets missed. You know, you'll miss something. One kit is going to be off something. So, you know, I personally, when I was teaching classes live, I would always have extra parts because there would invariably be somebody who was missing something. So I never, ever, ever call somebody else out on a kit being missing anything. I just say, hey, can I have it, my piece, please? And go on, because that happens. We are all human and we should be good to each other. So anyway, having said that, I've got my 2 card bases. I've got those already bone folded. I'll burnish nice and pretty. The instructions say I've been given 2 6x6 pieces of paper, and I just have to cut them down literally 3 by 4.5. So I'm going to do the 4.5 first. And let me see, do I have a corner that doesn't look so hot, which is that one right here. So that's the piece we're going to cut off. And I'll have a little bit of extra piece of paper to do something with. We'll see. So it is, and let me make sure, is it 4.5? 4.25. See, one should always double check the instructions. But yes, 3 by 4.25. So we're going to cut that first. We're going to cut that 4.25. And then literally all I'm doing is cutting this piece of paper in half because it is a 6x6 piece of paper. So, oh, and here is Elvis. Now being nosy, Elvis. I'm not doing any inking, so there's no daubers for you. Sorry. Because that's what this little turd does. He comes and he steals my ink daubers. So it's like, okay, hi, mamas. And then he left. That was a quick piece. Nothing exciting here. I swear if I've been inking, trust me, he would have run off with a dauber. Now, same thing. The same goes for the yellow. I'm going to check and see if I've got a dinged. And I do have a little dinged corner there that I barely see myself. But that's only because, you know, I'm a little crazy. A little, you know, in order to... We didn't say that, right? Okay, no, we didn't say that live on camera. But anyway, same thing. 4.25, and I'll save that little scrap of paper. We'll figure out something to do with it because it's pretty paper. I actually really like it. By 3, so we're cutting these in half. Okay, there we go. Then what we're going to do, so we take that, we're going to set that aside for a minute. Actually, no, while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and cut this strip, which according to the instructions, I want to double check it. I'm going to cut it a 1/2 inch. and then 8.5 inches wide. Well, you know, high. That's not going to happen on this trimmer, so I'm going to have to pull out one of my other trimmers. Goodness gracious, could I have, okay, they didn't make it easy for me to cut it because it's actually kind of crookedy. Okay, it's not kind of crookedy, it's a lot crookedy. So hang on, because I literally have to square this. See, there was a piece that just wasn't square. Now it's squared off. So I'm going to need 2 of these strips. So I need, here is a 1/2 inch right here. Take that off. Let's not be crazy here. And then another 1/2 inch. Line that up right there. And right there. Whoa! Hold it down. And there we go. So we are ready to do at least some of the basic assembly. This card, I can tell, I firmly believe is going to come together fairly quickly. So, of course, these cards we're going to open to the right, because there you go. You know, the rights have it. Right or wrong, that's the way they're going to open. Okay. I want to get them to lie a little bit flatter, so let me just give it another, you know, nice burnish right there just to get them, because it's just bothering me. It's bugging me. What can I say? Okay. So now they're really lying flat. So now all we're literally doing is, why did they have us cut 3 inches? That's 3 inches. And oh, I know, because it's going here, because then we do this. Okay, it was like I was worried there for a very hot second. I think we should have cut a little wider, because see, I think there's still going to be a strip. Let me see. Let's not get crazy. I know it's going to be fine. Get over yourself, Myra. Okay, so what we're going to do, obviously, is we're going to glue these down or tape them down, whichever makes me happy. These pieces, one here and one there. So they're just going to butt against each other. So let's get rocking. Let's rock this. What do I want to do? Do I want to use wet glue? Do I want to use tape? I'm going to use tape. So we're going to bring out Big Mama, who's been very sad. She's like, you don't love me anymore. Obviously, because you have not been using me. So I'm just going to go around the bend, around. There we go. Just a little spot in the middle. And we'll glue that to the top. Line that up there. And then lay it down there. Whoop. Okay, and while we're at, we're just going to do both of them at the same time. Because now here's the deal. You know what? I'm going to go a little left field because I can. And I'm going to do them differently. So there we go. Because see, that's it. You can take a moment and be just, hey, no, I don't have to follow the instructions. I don't have to follow the sample. You know, it's a guide. It's not a girdle. So never be afraid to say, hey, you know, I like that, but you know what? Let's, you know, because since it is double-sided paper, they will each be individuals. It'll be just be the same card, but a little bit different. Okay, so now having said and done that, let's look at, now I don't know, what do you think? See, I should have thought of this. What do you guys think? Should I go ahead and, use the dots on both sides? I'm asking, you know, it's like as if you're there live and can talk to me. What's wrong with me? I'm sitting here thinking, do I want to do it that way? Or do I want to leave it dotted both sides? That's a decision. That is valid. Had I thought about it and I should have looked, I would have definitely cut them on the vertical. Just because, but it's not like I don't like them either. So I think I'm going to leave it that way. So yes, we're going to do one each way. We are going to now, which way do I want? No, I'm definitely going to keep it because I don't want to put lines against lines. No, there we go. There are limits to, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do lines against lines. So we'll just do the lines against the yellow pattern and then the dots against the yellow line. And do a little spot right there. And then again, we're going to line it up here. That yellow, I just noticed it is not perfectly lined up. And see, and that's the thing, what paper, it's, you know, if it's not perfectly squared off, you're going to run into trouble. So let's get this on the edge. And then I'm going to come back in. Hang on, where is, there it is. my little Cricut tool that I use for anything but the Cricut, because it is fabulous for something like this. I mean, I could also just whip out the undo and up it would come, but then I'd also have to wait for it to die, and I'd have to go locate my bottle of undo. And okay, let's do this again because I want it flush on the edge. There we go. Much better, because that was bothering me. You guys probably couldn't see it, but I could. Okay, now we got that. Now let me get this, the pokey dotted, the spooky dotted green here. Just real quick. Just, again, go around in a circle with Big Mama here, who's being very cooperative. I'm very impressed that she's being as well behaved. Until then, until I said something. You noticed that, right? Okay, hang on. Itch. And I'll just lay that down right there. Perfect. Just about, you know, almost perfect. Perfect as God. But other than that, this is pretty close. And then now, so see, now I can just, the strip will go right here up against the edge here. But also cover, I mean, it's right up against. This is perfectly, they have done a great job of giving me some fabulous instructions and great measurements. So I'm just going to go down kind of the middle. I don't think I need, I'll go this way, maybe go that way, and that will, we'll see. I did want to go off a little bit off the edge there. And then, you know, I didn't even, it is, the good thing, the thing was already pre-measured at 8.5, because if you think Dingleberry here remembered to go back and double check the length, that the length was correct, no, because that would have made sense. What's the point in that? I am, after all, the mad scrapper, so I have to, you know, I have a reputation to uphold. Right? It's like, oh, aren't you guys saying, oh my gosh, I'd forgotten how crazy she is. Why am I here? I know you're saying it. Trust me. Okay, so let's put this down. How long does it take, really, to put down a 1/2-inch strip of paper? Really, Myra? Get a grip. Okay, so that's one. I will do 2. I mean, I'm only getting ahead. There's going to be a point where I'm not going to be able to do both cards at the same time, but I'm going to go as far as I can with this. And there we go. We'll take that little bit here as it tries to stick to me. No, no, no. Okay. Move that. Extend my Big Mama there out of the way. And I still see holy mackerel. I've already put this down twice, and it's still, okay, hang on. I'm going to do it one more time. That's it. And then I'm just going to deal with it. But I could already tell it's crooked. I saw it because I can see white up here, and I don't want to see that, which tells me something isn't cut straight. Yeah, know what I mean, Jelly Bean? So now if I line it up here and line it up, there we go. There we go. This is called attention to detail. There we go. See, I think it's just not cut. There's something not cut here, squared off right, because I can still see it, but we'll cover it with a leaf or something. And you know what? The wooden leaf will cover that right here. So there we go. Stop it, Myra. Get over yourself. Okay, so let's now go here and let's tape this down, or actually not tape it down, but let's just lay it down. Whoa, there we go. Except now it's a little over here, so let me see if I can bring this up. Hang on. Only because I can see. I would rather, I want to make sure that there is nothing here. There we go. Mucho better. And that was your Spanglish lesson for the day. Mucho better. My mother was listening to me, but you know, we do, and we do, even amongst ourselves, we speak Spanglish. Even my mother, and I'm the first generation. My sister and I are the first generation here. I just have a sister. My parents came from Cuba, And we Cubans, we speak very rapid fire Spanish. And I tell people, because we'll have people take my mic, oh my gosh, what were you talking? I go, Spanish. And people who speak Spanish look at me like, well, that's not the Spanish we've ever heard. And we speak very fast. Cubans speak very fast. I tell people we speak shorthand. And then my mom and I on top of that speak even faster. So we just slur and cut words off and do our own thing. And there you go. Okay, next is, I didn't grab it out of the little bag, it said the instructions, because I read through them. For once, I read the instructions before I started. Don't be shocked. Don't expect that to happen again either. It's like I tell my husband when I hand him the manual, here, this is your job. Your job is to read the manual. I usually say RTFM, read the freaking manual. That's what I say. That's his job. Okay, so I'm going to pull one of the gold strips while I'm chitter-chattering here. And we're going to put that down carefully. So I'm going to take my time here for a moment, and you might hear some silence, although who knows, I can multitask. I can talk while I'm making a hot mess of this, right? And, well, it's short. It is not all the way long enough, so they didn't tell us that, but I'm going to fix that with some grass, I think. Let me see. How do the tufts of grass? Yes, we're going to fix that, because I could cut another piece down, but I don't want to. These are really pretty strips, so that's something to keep into account. When you do a slim line, plan this, because it is a little short. Because this card is, let me see, how long, let me grab my little handy dandy pretty red ruler. It is what? It is, well, it is 8.5 inches, just shy, according to this ruler, just shy of 8.5 inches. So it is what, 3.5 by 8.5 inches, which is, give or take, your average slim line, depending on if you're like me and go off the beaten path and make an oversized slim line or something like that. Not that I've ever done it. Wrong. Okay, now I had it up a second ago. Now suddenly doesn't want to work with me. Come here. There we go. And now we're going to lay down this other strip. And really, I shouldn't be doing both of them at the same time with you guys, because it's just taking up extra camera time. But by the same token, I wanted to show you guys that sometimes if you just have the supplies all laid out, really, if you're making one, why not make 2 or 3 or 4 or 5? I would if I had enough supplies to do it, because I just don't have enough of the green and the yellow. And it doesn't mean I don't have a stash, because I've got at least 2 more of these scalloped borders. So now what I need to do is grab these black strips right here, for they are the stems of the flower, excuse me. And so I'm going to grab one of these, and they're too long. I can already tell they're too long, but I don't know how. Well, hang on. Let's give an idea. I could probably. So we're going to put this close to the top, quite frankly. Looking at the picture, I'm going to put it pretty close to the top. It is supposed to be straight up and down. You know me, I ain't going to do that. I'm probably going to go a little cattywampus, just because that's what makes me happy. So, and the strip starts from all the way to the bottom. So I'm going to cut 5 inches. 5 inches, and that's plenty. And that's plenty right there. So now what's 5 inches? I'm gonna go here. And let's see if this doesn't backfire on me. I'm just gonna, I shouldn't be going to this much painstaking detail, but it's, to do otherwise will make me twitch. There we go. Yep. It's actually working because I have a sharp blade. So, now there we go. I'm going to grab this one first. we go. So there's my 5-inch little back strip. Lay that aside for a second. And I know the instructions said for me to put it right up the middle. So what do you think? Should I grab a ruler and figure out where right up the middle is, or get over myself, right? Just like eyeball it, Myra. Just eyeball it. But it makes me twitch. Okay, we're just going to line up these little squares. Like, oh, what was that? Do you guys hear that bang? 2, 3. So right in the middle here, give or take. We just had a big bang. Like a big bang. Like a gunshot? Or maybe like an M80. I hope not a gunshot. But like, wow. Okay. That doesn't look middling to me. Does it look middling to you? No. I'm going to go here. Let's see. That looks a little more middly. That makes me happy. And then I'm just going to pull it up straight. Is that straight? I mean, it doesn't have to be like perfectly straight, because some flowers, you know, tend to, you know, they're a little wonky. But there we go. So that's one. And now let's do the other one. Oh yeah. Once I turn away, that's when it comes the rest of the way. Because it was mocking me. I know it was. I could hear it snigger. Okay. I'll grab this one. And again, let's just eyeball it. It's just good enough for government work. I think right here looks about really, actually, it does look good. Okay. And then we'll just go pull it up straight up. There you go. There we go. And now we have to put down the grass. So see, the grass is what I don't have a lot of, but it is pretty. This stuff is really pretty. Shiny. Let's pull up our grass. I'm thinking, because what I wasn't counting on, I realized that this is all open up like that, is that I think I am going to have to go cut little tiny strips of the gold to meet up. And what did they just put it basically right at the bottom, right? And center it, give or take. Let me lift it up because I want it lower on this end. Or do I even worry about it and get over myself? But I know that one of you that's going to make this kid is going to do the same thing I'm doing. And that makes me happy. Because that means I'm not the only one. I don't know if this grass on the edge, well, it's like, I'm not sure if it's going to hide or it's going to accentuate what I don't want. Accentuate it. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. And I don't think I read it in the instructions. But hang on to your horses. And don't be horrified at what you're going to see me do right now, which is I'm putting a tiny cut. I'm pulling this up. So I'm trying to, hopefully this is going to work. We'll see if it's going to work or it's going to be a monumentous disaster, but watch. Yep. Okay, so I put a tiny cut in there. And now I'm going to put this here at the very bottom. And you're wondering, Myra, what the bloomin' blazes are you doing? There's a chance, does it say? I don't think it told me when it, and I'm not going to worry about it. But if you look at the card, look at the sample. I've got a banner here. So what I'm going to do is that is exactly where I'm going to put the banner. It's going to, which is what this little white piece is. I just have to cut a little piece, make a little banner, add my words, so it'll go right there. And nobody will be the wiser. Had I been smart, I would have cut it a little bit higher, which is what I'm going to do with the other one. So now that I know, because I wasn't smart here. But there you go. So on this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut higher. A lot higher, significantly higher. Like right there. I'm going to put that cut right there. Then use my knife, the sharp. Oops. I'm just going to pick it up carefully because I don't want it. There we go. I'm going to peel this up carefully. There we go. And then lay it back down. And here it will be better. But see, guys, even, you know, it was a mistake. I don't think it's in the instructions. I could be wrong. Stick peel, I'm looking at it, and it doesn't matter. But so I was able to adapt and come up with the fix. So here, I like it better. It gives me more space, so that's cool. I'm not going to worry about that now. So I've got my grass down, and I've got this down. So give me a second, because I'm ready to start. I mean, I'm ready to at least glue these 2 leaves down and assemble. So let me do, there's a little bit more cutting, a little bit more doodling here, so give me a second. Okay, let me grab these, because I'm only, at this point now I stop and I only have to go to one of the cards, because I'm going to use both of these. Oh, and I need to put the grass down here. So give me a second, I'm going to be right back, okay? So apparently, like in grade school, do you remember saying, you move your meat, you lose your seat? Well, I move, and the cat has decided, or Squeaky said, this looks like a very comfy place. I'm just going to sprawl here, Mom. I'm going to hang out with you. So we're going to do this. We're going to work this card with Squeaky's assistance or supervision. White Squeaky? No, now we're gone quiet, huh? Usually she's a very chatty cat. Squeaky, you have nothing to say, Squeaky? She says, no. Okay. So, being that she's giving me the silent treatment for the moment, we are going to move Big Mama out of the way. So I pulled out, I've got my shaker, the shaker circles, because we have to do some cutting out. So we've got to cut out, this is the background paper that goes on the back. It'll go on top of this part. And the easiest way to cut them out is to just take and trace it around. And then what we'll do is we'll cut inside. But this will give me at least an idea, because I'm crazy like that. I mean, I could just, do a rough estimate and the heck with it. But no, that's just, no. It's not working for me. Now, if I were really, I really like this flower. Excuse me. Problem is that we're not going to practically see it. I'm going to be honest. But really, to do anything else, it's not like we're saving that much paper. So I'm going to go ahead and use it because it makes me happy. I'm going to circle around it. And the thing is, and you'll get a better idea what I'm talking about when I add the sequins in and we do the mandala flower. All of that's going to block this. So I don't know why I'm going to the trouble of making sure it's in there. Let me take advantage. I've regained control of my table because the cat harumphed. She harumphed. Okay, make sure we notice that. She's like, okay, fine, and left. So I've got both of my acetate circles cut out. I've also grabbed my green glitter paper because I'm going to really quick do these leaves, and I just want to show you that I easily have at least one more circle's worth, excuse me, left in this acetate, and I'll save this little tiny piece for God knows what reason, although really I'm going to take that piece and file 13 it, and then I still have a little bit of the yellow, which I don't know if I'm going to use or not, but I'm going to hang on to it for the moment. So I'm going to set that aside. But the leaves are very easy. They're very quickly done. All I'm going to do is lift up. Let me grab, I can just use the pencil. I'm sure of it. There we go. I'm just going to grab one of these leaves carefully. And I'm just going to lay it down. Can you guys see? Let me go right here. Lay it down. And burnish it in. Really burnish it in so it sticks. And then I'm actually going to take my little trimmers. Let's take my little trimmers. And I'm just going to literally, that's all I'm going to do, is trim off the green away from the outline sticker. Take a second or 5. Oops, okay. Always the rule of fussy cutting is don't move the scissors, move the paper. There you go. So there I've got one down. So now we got those two done, at least the ones we need for this card, which is the one we're making for sure. What I do need to do, what I did want to show you, whoops, is let's do now, we're going to grab one of those mandala stickers. So let me set this aside. This is all, we don't need this right now. We don't need this right now. We don't need this right now. We need this. We don't need this. We do need one of these and then one of these mandalas. But first, what I've got to do is get the film off of this. And let's see if it's an old trick I know. There we go, see? You rub them together. Yeah. There we go. Beautiful. Got that up. Now, what you want to do, very quick, I'm going to steal my mouse pad from myself real quick, is you want to kind of de-static the film. One of the ways is just wiping it down with a microfiber towel as you hold it down with your fingerprints. So as you're cleaning, you're laying down new fingerprints to clean, and it becomes this, you know, self-fulfilling prophecy. Right? It's like, oh, yeah. And we'll just go, but we'll go both sides. There we go. This one beats one, and I'll hold it down. But what you want to do is remove the inherent static that this is going to have. So now it's really clean and static free. Now what I'm going to do is very carefully, dun 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 dun. You know how that's going to go. I mean, whoops. Okay. I'm going to very carefully pull up the outline stickers, this outline. Well, what you see is that I've got my flower mandala on the acetate. What you didn't see was how I did it. Why? Because the camera just decided to turn itself off. I thought I heard it go, but I wasn't totally paying attention. So, but lucky me, remember, because if you're going to make one, make 2 or 5. I have the other one, so I've already separated off the acetate. So we're going to remove the acetate. We're going to set this aside because I do want you to see how this is done. We're going to grab, I'm going to grab the cleaner microfiber towel, although that's debatable which one of these is cleaner. But the one thing we now know is how to do this and not leave fingerprints on the acetate. But I saw this one, I could have sworn I saw a smudge on it. I did. It is on this side. So we can now take care of that smudge. Let me do something about that, because we cannot have a smudge on this at all. Not unacceptable. Not allowed. There we go. So I got it clean. Actually, what I could do is just do it this way. Hello, Dorcas. You know, sometimes I astound myself. Okay, so I've given it just a good, I'm going to flip it over just to give it another good rub. Clean it up. Let me not cut my finger off there. And remove the static at the same time. We'll set that down. We're going to put our craft knife away right now before we find ourselves bleeding all over our project. And of course, we put our craft knife right now in order to be able to open it right up and grab it. Oh, George. Oh, Lord have mercy. So here I am. I'm going to very carefully peel this up. Okay. I'm going to put it there, and then I'm going to do this. There we go, because I could feel it. I felt it poke me. So now what I'm going to do is, and what I was explaining before the camera died on me, is that you can do, I mean, you can actually offset this if you want a little bit so you can see the pretty paper. I don't know, because by the time your paper and you've got your shaker bits and everything, I went ahead and just centered it just so that you can see the whole sunflower, and I'm going to do the same with this one. So what I'm going to bring this a little bit down for me. Hopefully you guys are going to see her come up, and if you see my fat head, I apologize. One thing I discovered, or I realized with the other one, is kind of try to center, because this is almost like one and done. Once it in, but go with the center first, and then just let it bop down. See, it's not. It came almost to the edge there, but I don't care. It's going to, there's a good chance that what's going to happen is this. It's going to be, no matter what, it's going to get cut off. So no big deal. But now what you want to do is is burnish your sticker in. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to do a really bang up job of burnishing. Now, I mean, technically if we wanted to, here we go. We could just put this down and put shaker bits behind it. But that'd be a very boring sunflower. So no, the point of the mandala bits is to color it in. So I've got to grab some of my markers, alcohol markers. So let me reach over and try not to knock over the camera stand because they're right behind. And let me see, because I have my not really expensive, not professional grade diamond press alcohol markers, but they work for me. They're my speed for my level. So let's see what I've got, because I want to do fall colors. So I'm going to go with a dark orange, and we're going to test these. Oh, let's use the Chinese sticker. Let's use our little Chinese sticker. And let me see, is that dark enough? Oh, that looks good. I'm happy with it. And I've got both. This has a dual tip too. So there we go. So we got dark orange. Do I want a yellow? What's this orange? What does it say? Medium orange. Let's see. I may use them both. What the heck? So let's see what we've got going on here. Ooh. I actually like that one better than the dark orange, so we'll see. So we got those two oranges. Let's go with the red. Let's look at our reds. Because we want to, what we're going for are fall colors. So there's our red, which is actually pretty. But I want to see what the medium red is like. Where's my brush tip? How interesting. And this says medium red. I like the medium red better than I like. This time I heard it turn off. I was paying attention to myself. I don't know why my camera's doing that right now. Then I have grabbed right here my markers. I've grabbed a little bit of everything because heaven forbid that we not be able to make up our mind. But I just did a little sampling here of what colors I liked, and I got some folly ones. The yellow is going to always be my hardest one to get to show up, but there you go. But I'm ready to now fill in my flowers here, and it just literally is going to be random. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am so twitching over the randomness of it because I don't know. I just don't do things that are random. You know me, winging it is like a big thing. But anyway, all I got to do is just color it in. And there are two methods. that you can use when you're using alcohol markers on acetate. You can either do the little dab or just color it in. And that's what because I think we can get away with that even if there's some streaky marks. It's such a small space that I think I can get away with it. So now it's just like, see, I already drew on myself. Holy mackerel. Like, I never cease to shock myself. But now I'm just going to go in and just color each petal. Just go randomly. I'm doing one first just so you can see what it looks like filled in. I could always come back and, you know, hit it with the another layer to darken it out if I wish. You see, that's awful light. So no, I'm going to change my mind on that. And I can. I'm just going to go in. Whoops, that's not the... I'll go in with my Tim Holtz because I like the red. I had reds in, in both my diamond press markers, and I'm not sure. I have to look and see what I had in my Copic. Obviously, I didn't because otherwise I would have picked it. But there were more of a blue red, and I wanted that more orange red. So can you guys see that? See, I missed a little corner. I could tell. But that's also because I'm wearing the wrong glasses. So give me a second. I'm wearing the computer glasses, not the, oh, I can see up close glasses. There we go. So hoping you can see that. I did zoom in. Maybe I should zoom in a little bit more on my desktop so you can kind of see what I'm doing. But that's basically all we got to do is, I'm zooming in, bring it down. There we go. Is just go through and do a petal at a time. So I'm going to do the middle of red here. And grab my colors. I have one of the oranges is not truly, in my opinion, an orange. It's more of that brown, which I really want to save for the, which I think it's this one. Let me see. Let me test. Let me demo check. That's the brown. I think I'm going to save either to shade around the edge here once I'm done with that. I think that's my evil plan. So I'm going to go in with the yellow here. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to put little pieces of tape for myself. There we go. And now I'll grab a little bit of the orange here because it's more like trying not to get the colors to combine. And maybe I need to get over myself because really interesting how the Tim Holtz is behaving on the acetate. It kind of like separated. Really weird. So, and maybe I just didn't do it right. So let's see. Maybe Tim Holtz's ink doesn't like acetate. That's an interesting concept and possible. So, okay. But we'll go through here and just, you know, I'm entertaining myself talking to you, which keeps me from freaking out over what I'm doing. Okay, good. Then is this the brown one? Yes, this is. I'll set that aside so I stop trying to pick it. And we'll go in with the orange and the red, and I'm just going to alternate colors. That's all I'm going to do. Ah! Let me get over. Oh, my mailman is bringing us goodies. Oh, boy. I can hear. I don't know if you heard that little beepy sound. I'm not sure what you guys can hear. But I did take a bit of a break. I'm sorry. In doing this because I just pooped out. So it's literally I started on one day and I'm finishing it on another. Because you can do that when you're doing YouTube videos. I have to be honest with you guys. I have to keep some credibility, right? But there we go. It's just I'm going to just be... do those colors and do each one and just go through. So I think you don't need to keep me chitter chatter. I'm just going to go ahead and keep doing this, but maybe fast forward this a little because, you know, hello, we'll be here for 3 days. Okay. Okay, I'm done. I'm not sure how much. We're going to find out when I go to edit how much was caught because my camera kept turning itself off. It's possessed suddenly. But you could tell I did some mixing and matching of my markers. For what it's worth, my Spectral Noir just ended up doing the best. And coloring, it doesn't pay to try to mix and match your markers, like going over them, because I tried to darken because they seem to not like it. So, I mean, your mileage will vary for what it's worth. Also, of course, the Copic did pretty good. So, you know, it kind of is what it is. So I'm not going to go crazy, except now I see that this orange is not deep enough. So let me try to deepen it. I don't know. It might not be worth it. I should stop being so crazy. It's, you know, I'm happy. Overall, I'm happy with how these turned out. So just know, I mean, I ended up using, to me, for what it's worth, again, the illustrators, my Spectrum Noir illustrators seem to do the best. That was the red I ended up adding in because, of course, Ranger Tim Holtz, and it doesn't mean I don't like it, but it's a stress marker. I think it's so water-based that it was on the acetate, it would just go, weak, you know, almost like a beat up, for lack of a better term. It's what I'm trying to do. Then it was both diamond press. I mean, it ended up working. It's not perfectly exactly what I had envisioned, what I wanted, but that's okay too. You know, so I should stop being like, and just be good. So we are ready now to get these cards put together. So I am whipping out. Let me see if I can get the glue to come out. I just got this in one of my tonic kits. The tacky glue. Tonic tacky glue is like the bomb.com. Oy! Okay, see, before I can get it to come out, now it's like, oh, here, let's go. So I'm just going to take my tacky glue because I'm going to glue the acetate to this. And I'm not too worried about spillover because then I've got to glue these two pieces together. So whatever's kind of around the edge of the acetate will get caught up. There we go. By the wood piece. So I'll take that and center it. It's still, see, so we have that right there. We'll take that and set that down for a second. Let me grab my other one. And we'll do the same thing. Because again, if we're not doing one, why not take longer and do two at the same time? But, and I know we all do this. We will all, once we figure out what we're doing, if you're smart, you assembly line it. So to save time. And to increase production.
That's important.
There we go. So look at that. Okay, so we have these two. Now give me a second. I have to come back because now I have mislaid the foam because we need the foam to be able to put the shaker cards together. Alrighty, that took a hot second because I hide things from myself in plain sight. So these are just the foam strips that Krazy Kreations sent along with the kit. I do not know if they carry these on their website. If they do, I will link it down below in the description. But this is what they got, and I wanted to use what they provided to me. So I'm going to, and it's in 1/8 strips. So that is very cool. I mean, I also have the big rolls that I got on Amazon. And I will also link you to those because I got them pretty cheap. But all I'm going to do now is, we'll start at the top. Why? I don't know, because it really doesn't matter. But we do have to put our foam here all the way around and not struggle like a darn fool that doesn't seem to know what she's doing. Is it possible that I'm out of practice? I don't know. Maybe it's the acetate. Maybe I'm just a dweeb. I don't know. But there is one piece. And maybe actually just because I'm going in a circle, and maybe because I was holding it up and making it harder for myself, I wonder. Let's see what happens if I work straight off the desk. I think it's more just an element that I'm going around in a circle. So you did not know that there was a break there because I heard the phone go boop boop, and that told me it stopped recording again. I knew with that. Yeah, Peanut Gallery, keep it up. Didn't you guys miss him too? I don't have him I haven't had him snigger at me for a while. But I did. I just changed it to internal. Actually, my phone is pretty darn full. So later when I go into editing, I'm going to really empty it out. I just hadn't gotten to it because we got new phones, and I've been still trying to get the new one, figuring out my new phone. It's like, oh my gosh, I've gotten to that age where it's like, okay, what? I don't know when that happened, you know, that night. I have to call my daughters to tell me how to figure things out. Like, my mother calls me, and I'm like, oh my God. And I told Mom, Marie, go, really? I have to call the girls. And she has an iPhone, and she has trouble with it. And I go, Mom, I'm a Droid girl. I don't know. It's like, I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm sorry. I'm going to use it all up. So this is going to be pretty. But you guys know I'm totally overkill, the shaker bits. It's like, that's my thing. But there we go. So now we have all the shaker bits in the shaker bit place. So now we're going to just remove our handy dandy backing strips and toss them aside to pick up later. That's fine. Why is there a little, what's that? I don't know what that is, but we're cutting it off. There we go. Bye, Felicia. Okay, now we have this. We'll take these off, because this, of course, is rocket science. One wanted to escape. We will not allow it to escape. Back beast. And then all we have to do is take these and just line it up. I'm sorry, make sure I'm back in camera range. So I'm going to do, line it up. And it doesn't matter, like, because we coated it so many, you can tell it's there, but, like, it's not, like, there. But, there you go. Which is why I said, you know, remember when I went to all the trouble of cutting this out? It's like, nobody's ever going to know. I could have saved myself the aggravation. Or I didn't. It was not actually any aggravation. It was just, because no matter what, it was like, I was, you know, there was a great big piece of paper, so. But there we do. You can see shakery bits. And this is why you might, you know, it might have been a good idea. So keep this in mind. I've already talked to Krazy Kreations, just so you know. Once the kits are gone, the kits are gone. The kits are gone. But they will, they did say they are getting in, for sure, the mandala flowers. The shaker bits are totally a different thing, because they're obvious, like everybody else is having problems getting product in themselves. But come on, it's not like we can't find orange and green sequins or anything like that. So in the grand scheme of things, I know these are in stock, the little hoop things, and I know for a fact that these are coming into stock. If they're in stock already, I'm going to link it below. I may still, because I think it still shows up on their page. So, and you can just, you know, always click notify me for when it does. If you guys want to take a stab at that. This is such an easy card, really. You can use in any, because this is, I swear this is authentic paper. So you can just, this is wingable. It is not like, oh my gosh, I can't do this by my own. But now we are ready to stick everything together. I did ask him about my leaves, and yes, they were supposed to have given me 2 more. They were going to look. They apologized profusely, and that's okay. Remember I said this. It's, you know, it happens, you know, and nobody is perfect, only God. And so that, you know, we can either be all rah, 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 or we can just move on and figure it out. So before I forget, I'm supposed to tie on top of here, so let's get our little stringy thing here, and let's thread here. Why? And let's tie our handy dandy pretty bow, right? Do that real quick. See, golly gee, how long has it been since I've tied a bow? It's golly gee, how long has it been since I've done anything? I have been a sad, cranky, mad scrap. You can ask the Peanut Gallery, he can tell you about that. This is why I really, really, really needed to get back into crafting. It just totally feeds my soul. I live for making things. There we go. Okay. Perfect. It's not, but that's okay. It's perfect anyway. And now we have that one. One more. Because yes, I'm doing 2. What the heck? In for a penny, in for a pound. Tie up our bows. There we go. doodly fiddly fart with them a bit. And then I'll decide if I want to cut them off or leave them long. Who knows, you know. It just adds to it. We'll see. Okay. So now we're just ready to figure out where to put them. Obviously at the top of our stem, and this is where I need to decide if I'm going to, I may do one of each, and let me see. Let's see. Do I like it better straight up? Do I like it a little cattywampus? I tend to be cattywampus, so I think it may just be cattywampus. But now I know that on here I can use glue, so we're just gonna whip out this glue since I have it handy right here. And it is really thick, trust me, because I really had to press down on that bottle. So that is something to keep in mind if you have issues with your hand. I do. I, in another life, did medical transcription for 25 years, more than that. And so I have carpal tunnel in this hand. So that squeezing, it hurt. It hurt. Not like, oh my God, agony, but it hurt. I noticed it. It's like, ooh, this wasn't fun. So all I have to do on this one, we're going to glue down the leaves. On the other one, I don't know what I'm going to do. I could check and see if I can get little wooden leaves anywhere, or not worry about it and just use up, because they gave me, there's still, see, on these leaves, I can use up more of these. Or I can check, I have quite a stash of their stickers and whatnot. So maybe I can go somewhere else because I still have leftover green. So I should go into my stash of Krazy Kreations stickers and see if I can find some of them that I can adapt for this. Or anything else. We'll just, it's not like I don't own a die or 700. I'm sure if I go on a search that I'm going to turn something up. And you notice I'm just like tossing these down, although I made a mistake here, and that's going to be a costly mistake, I think. Well, no, because this dried clear, and that is, look, where that banner, although I could probably make it work still, so I need to get over myself. All right, it's okay, we're gonna put this one. So this is where I should probably have done the banner first, but I thought, no, I'll do the banner last. I mean, that wasn't my most genius idea. That's okay. It is what it is. Okay, so here, I'm going to call it quits. I'm actually going to do the banner, so give me a second. I'm going to come back with the paper, the stamp, and actually not my stamp. What am I talking about? Because we have 4,072, okay, not that many, stamps. So I'm going to pull one. I don't know. Let's see. What do we got going here? Let's take a quick look, right, guys? Let's take a look at this and see. Because on their sample, let me look at the little picture here because I have it handy. They did Thinking of You, which really, for a special friend, it's almost, but unless you kind of warpy it. But Thinking of You for sure fits. I can even do Happy Birthday. We could make one a Happy Birthday card and the other one Thinking of You. I think that is winner, winner, chicken dinner. Okay, be right back. Alrighty, guys. I'm coming back and doing something that scares the bejeebers out of me in general. And I almost want to say I hate to do, but I'm going to do it anyway, which is totally, really, really wing it. Let me see, how wide is my strip here? It is 1 inch, a little over an inch and a half. So I'm going to go with the 3/4 strip. I'm going to split this in half, and I'm going to do two things. I'm going to use this for the banner piece instead of the white. The sample, the way that Krazy Kreations did it, they did it with white piece of paper. But I'm not doing that. I want to remember I told you I would find a use for these little scraps pieces of paper. I just decided that I did. So here we go. We're going to use each of these strips, and I'll probably flip it on both sides and not use white because I didn't want to. Right? It's like, although, and here would have been something also cool. I could have done this or even this, but no, that's too busy. Anyway, so now I have 2 of these strips. And then I would go find a die. I would drive myself crazy right now, honestly, looking for a die to cut out a banner piece so that I don't have to cut the snip by hand. But again, I need to get over myself. So it's like, Myra, get over yourself. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a piece of, I have my press and seal here. Oy. I'm being philosophical about this. It's like, it's all right. I will be... it crumbled on me. Okay. It's a problem with press and seal that it so sticks it wants to immediately stick to itself. So I always have a heck of a time just tearing a usable piece off. Okay. Let's try this again. I'm going to really lay into it with my nails to see if I have an easier time pulling it up this time. No, not at all. It still doesn't want it, but that's okay. Okay, yeah, it was just apparently that one in the lens, because look, it is picking it right up, except for the A, but that's all right. Oh, yeah. Or the O, rather. There you go. That's all right. We can work this. Come here, my pretties. Oh, there we go. Yay. Now I'm going to use this side because it'll make it, I'm going to do this one. Or no, not, I'm going to do both of them, quite frankly. But, so actually I'm going to do, what do you guys think? Should I, no, because I think it'll be matchy-matchy. Which, this way or this one? Which way do I want to go? To match it up? I don't know why this speaks to me. Doing it this way, so that's what I'm going to do. That's it. Don't overthink it. Although I'm the queen of that too. So now, I'm just going to lay this down. I could try, I'm not going to try. I am not going to try to weed out those pieces off the transfer tape. Or not my transfer tape, but off of my press and seal. So now, let me just try to see if I can line this up and center it. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be. And it is good enough for government work, as I say. And since in my everyday life, I have to deal with a government agency, it's like, yes, I know about this. Okay. Oh, come on. There we go. Woohoo! Now, let's just grab our pokey tool. There's nothing there. We're going to pull up. Aka. I'm also struggling because I swapped glasses again and now I don't see the ones that help me see better. This is great for looking at the computer, but that's okay. That's all right. There you go. Come here, little black. There we go. I know there's something here. No, but definitely need to pull the center of the G out. And there you go. It is, I can kind of tell, I think it's a little cattywampus, but I mean, maybe just barely. I can't believe it. How does this happen? Or is it just a piece of that? No, for a minute, I'm thinking it's just a piece of that. Where are my tweezers? For a minute there, I thought there was a cat hair there. I'm like, really? Which is not surprising. The cats do hang out here. You have seen them waft through the screen. Actually, no. My bedroom door is closed right now, so they're trapped. Okay, so I'm going to do is snip that. And stop obsessing about it being straight or not, because now I'm just going to wing this. And oh my gosh, you have no idea how much trepidation I do this with. It's like, oh! It's like, oh my goodness. There we go. But again, you know, at some point in one's life, one has to get over oneself. Dudes, I think for me, this is not bad. Yay, me. So that one will go. So I'm going to put it up on foam, and that's what's going to save me. So do I want to do this? This is kind of like, which will make it a little bit shorter because it sticks out from that end. Or, I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I just leave well enough alone? Because the envelope is way bigger. I mean, these are the envelopes, again, that Krazy Kreations sent, which is your basic business size envelope. So, see, it's going to fit. Even with it with the hangover, it's going to fit just fine. So, get over yourself, Myra. Oh, my goodness. It just wants to slide over. There we go. So, we are literally good to go. So, let me just grab... No, I don't want tape. I want... Where are my foamy rectangles? Okay, how come I can find every foam bit I have except the ones I am looking for? Ha! I found a little tiny stash. There we go. That's enough for this. It's not like I don't have rolls and rolls and rolls of this stuff. Good grief. I stock up at, and mind you, like I said, if you buy these at anywhere other than the 99-cent store, you're paying too much. Stop it. Don't do that. So there we go. So I can just barely, yeah. So I'm going to be fine. I'm going to clear. Oh, that's beautiful. So see, I don't have to panic at all. Yep. Okay. So there we go. So I'm just going to do a little, I just want to keep it a little bit, just a little bit of dimension. Right? There we go. Okay. Okay. Let's just peel these up. And then just press it down. And let's just press it down. Holy mackerel. There we go. There we go. Woohoo! All right, peeps. There we go. We have our little card. I think I'm actually going to trim this one because it falls in the middle of the flower and I don't necessarily want it to, or I could just leave it like that. We'll see. No, that's not happy. I'm all right. There we go. Stop overthinking things. Don't overthink things. Just make a decision. Trust your instincts. And scissors that hopefully are sharp enough that don't leave frayed ends. It's like, oh my goodness. Oh, dude, that one stays right there. So, I mean, I can... But there you go, guys. There is a card. This is straight from Krazy Kreations. Again, these ladies are amazing. I will link you down below to the supplies again, so that you can, if you want to make this yourself, you can, at the very least, get obviously the little circle and the mandala flower, because it is adorable. It is really stinking cute. Everybody's got everything else you can get there. Oh, and of course, if you want to use that gold border, which I really do like, actually, it really gives it that added pop. There you go. So, there you have it. Thank you so very much for hanging out with me. I am going to finish this one off, but I'm going to have to first figure out the leaf thing. What I'm going to do with the leaf thing. So I'm kind of leaving it half done for the moment. And I'll do the banner and everything later. So, but again, thank you very much for hanging out with me. I hope you took something away from this. Maybe a little comedic moment. A little like, oh my gosh, thank God I'm not as bad as she is. That's okay. I'm cool with that. But otherwise, if you got anything out of it, even if it was just a giggle, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. I love reading your comments. And otherwise, if you actually want to come back for more of this insanity, why, I don't know, then go ahead and subscribe and ring the bell, and you know when I'm back. I'm going to start coming back more often. I do. I have already, as is, like three packages right here to my left that I'm going to shoot a video and open up with you guys, all right? But again, Other than that, go out, guys. Have a great day, a great weekend. Make something beautiful. And don't forget, this is Madness Central. But we're all a little mad here, so scrap the madness, okay? I'm going to talk to you guys later. Bye.